that's okay. If you like to sing, maybe we can have. I'll try to sing too later. I only usually sing in the bathtub, but I try. Anyway, I know that Lala Brooks has been with Cousin Brucey, and of course Jim has had Cousin Brucey over here as well, and I know you've been on his show as well.
Don K. Reed,
right?
Don K. Reed, Joey Reynolds.
Yeah.
They've all been here.
So this is one of your newest CDs, the one that we just played. It's about maybe a year and a half, 2 years old, right?
About a year and a half.
What else would you like to share with us about that particular CD? Anything offhand?
Well, as I say, it was just cold and just singing everything live, and it wasn't that much where I had to, push so hard. It all came natural. I know I wrote one song on it that I love, that I wrote, and then another one, I would have to think of the title in a minute, and I put the lyrics to that one. So it was a pleasure. You know what the pleasure was? As at my age, putting a record out and having Norton Records, just come to me and say, "Do you want to record?" Not many artists, at my age, is doing that. So I'm happy to have done that, and to still be here, being able to still participate in any kind of music and stage appearances and everything.
I have a question for you. What's your vision right now about the music industry or about your career at this time?
Well, you know what? I mean, I don't know what's in the cards, but, I'll keep going and, call a deal in them. I deal the cards, no matter what. I'll come up with a name someplace. But as far as the music is concerned, as far as people, the music, today's music, it's difficult. I mean, we, as I said, artists of the 60s, we had to sing live. We didn't use Pro Tools. We didn't use any kind of, trickery techniques. We just was cold-blooded singers. And I think nowadays, Beyonce's or Rihanna's or, other artists, but I think they should give us prop as far as, we paved the way for them, not only by recording, but in the 60s.
But the 60s, you've paved the way for, as a 60s group, for all these wonderful performers.
Exactly. And I mean, I love them. I think they're very good entertainers. But when it comes to, Mary J. Blige, when it was Destiny's Child, I think what's sad is that they forgot, or they don't have the knowledge, or they're not interested, or they just don't do the research. Because, everybody's for themselves. Everybody's about me, me, me. But we went through hell in the 60s, riding crazy buses, racism up to the neck. And I think that, when they talk about these artists making millions of dollars, and a lot of times, not Beyonce, but there's a lot of singers out there that when they put their voices on record and use those instruments, Pro Tools and stuff, and when they're on the wrong note, they don't go over that note like we had to 10 times or 20 times or 2 times. They put that computer up to that C note or up to that E note. That's why they can't produce it as well on stage, and there's techniques with microphones. They'll buy a $10,000, $25,000 microphone and have it gimmicked and worked out so they can sound good. Everything that we did in the 60s and today is cold-blooded. And that's the big difference.
Like original.
Like original.
Like the real deal.
Yeah, the real deal.
Now, the real deal basically is there's so many great things going out, in terms of the music industry today. What's one story you could share with us about either growing up or about a relationship that you had with another either great singer or someone that you produced a record with, or anything that you think that would be interesting that comes to your mind right now?
Well, growing up was great because we grew up in Brooklyn. We were all from Brooklyn. All the Crystals, 5 of us was from Brooklyn. And we grew up on, especially me, I grew up on Marion Street between Hopkinson and Saratoga, Bedford-Stuy. And I grew up on the stoops, singing doo-wop. You know, walking around the corner singing doo-wop, 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 all that stuff.
Could you say that one more? Could you sing it one more time?
Doo-wop, 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 doo-wop.
Keep going. Anyway, so yeah.
All of that, but the best thing I think the crystals, when we work with artists, I think this is my personal feeling, and I'm sure the crystals, the other girls that if they were around, they would say the same thing. We worked all the time with Sam Cooke, all the time. In fact, some of the artists and some of the girl groups used to think that Sam Cooke managed us, because every tour, Sam would say, I want the Crystals on tour with me. I want the Crystals on tour with me. So I think
were you close with Sam Cooke?
We were very close with Sam. In fact, I went to his house, you know, and he had a daughter at the time, Tracy. She was about 3. Linda was about 8. And his son, Vincent, was about 18 months. And I was playing with his kids in the living room. This is when Phil flew me out to California to put down a do-run run, and then he kissed me to tracks. I went by Sam's house. And what was devastating, when I did go by his house, Sam was playing with Vincent, his only son. And then a few months after, his son was killed, drowned in a pool, in a swimming pool. So it was devastating to know that I was sitting with Sam in the house. He was throwing Vincent up near the fireplace, just playing with him as his dad. And he had 2 girls, and that was his only son that he adored, and he had drowned in a pool.
You have a great speaking voice, too. You were once a DJ.
Yeah.
In another country.
Yeah, I was a DJ in Vienna.
Wow.
I did, yeah.
That's a great little history here about being on the radio, doing what I'm doing right now. And tell us what you enjoyed most about being a DJ or an experience being on the radio.
I think I love to being a DJ because you can hide behind, you know, any kind of thing. Then I could just...
Except when Jim's here with the camera, right?
Right. And I was able to, you know, just run out, put on my jeans, just grab everything and throw it on me, and no one could see you. You know, you could hide behind a lot being a DJ. But what I loved when I was in Vienna is that I had a show called Lala Brooks Come On Everybody, and I played music on Sundays from 2 to 4. And I played 40s to 60s music. What I loved is that I used to play the songs of the people that I knew in the 60s. So I was better than some of the disc jockeys because I knew personal stories from being on tour with Diana Ross, you know, Bobby Vinton, you know, The Temptations, you know, Gladys Knight. So I knew stories which they had to find in books. And I
you have it all here in your mind.
All in my head.
Could you give us one story about one of those people or groups that you just mentioned right now? Anything.
I remember one incident. We were on a Dick Clark tour, and it was a racist incident where we were going to a restaurant, and we were with, it was a Dick Clark tour. It was like a black and white tour. And it was like Bobby Rydell, Dion and the Belmonts, the Jovels, the Supremes, you know, other artists. And as we came to this stopping area, the white kids got off to go to get something to eat, and we were going to follow them because we were all together. But we were lagging behind, you know. Diana Ross was running up there with them to, you know, to go in the restaurant with them. And we were taking time, and as we were getting off the bus, we see Diana Ross coming back. And we was like, what the hell is going on? What happened? And the white kids were, 1 or 2 were coming back, the white artists. And then they were told, Dick Clark was told that they weren't allowed to eat in the restaurant. But it shocked Diana Ross because she was like, da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, Diana Ross, here I am. I'm going to get in. They didn't give a damn whether he was Diana Ross or whatever. You had a black face. You wasn't going in there. You know, only the white artists could go. And Dick Clark was such a sweetheart and the best guy you could ever work for. He didn't like it. He didn't let us go through it. When we were on tour, there was no such thing as black and white. We all felt the same, united, and we were going to put on a good show. And Dick Clark said, listen, if one can't go in the restaurant, the other one can't. So what he did was tell his guy that was sort of like his valet, Eddie, and Eddie took a list of everything everybody wanted, hamburgers, and went to the restaurant, got the box, and all of us had to eat on the bus and go to the next gig. You know, so those were beautiful days of just caring about each one.
That's terrific. Now, those people know, or if they don't know about A Christmas Gift for You, you have produced some amazing, well done, some of the best Christmas music ever. And this particular one we're going to play, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. If you could share some of your experiences, how you got involved with writing Christmas music, and some of the great people you work with doing this, and what sort of gave you that drive to want to put together such great music for the holidays?
Well, you know, that Christmas album, A Christmas Gift to You, Phil was brilliant. He did the best Christmas album anyone could ever make. I didn't write anything on it. I just sang on it. I sang Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Wooden Soldier, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And Ronnie Spector, she did her songs. Darlene did her songs, and Bobby Sox did Blue Jeans. This album was the best ever in history.
Best.
In fact, who copied that album, and people should know that,
Who did copy that?
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
And she copied Phil's album. She copied the song when that Darlene did, and I think the one that Ronnie did. If you listen to those songs, that's a copy of A Christmas Gift for You. See, nobody doesn't, and they don't know that a lot of Ronette's, what is her name? Who I just mentioned?
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey's things came from the Christmas things that the Crystals did, Ronnie did, Darlene did, you know, the Bobby Sox and the Blue Jeans. And her record now is almost in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm just saying it as a thought, because it's been so big. Her Christmas album, you know, is so great and so good, but it all came from Phil Spector's sound. Bruce Springsteen copied from Phil Spector's sound. You know, even Brian from the Beach Boys loved Phil Spector's sound. You know what I'm saying? And we were honored to be artists and be able to, you know, to have such a great producer. He was a genius.
Let's play Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and hopefully one or two more, right here on WPAT New York City. Teddy Smith with La La Brooks, a Jim Petrecca production.